Welcome, Mattis back again. This week we're going to follow the Kungsleden or King's Trail south of Saltoluokta.
Yeah, I fly away. I fly. Ready? Yeah.
The YouTuber Niklas Christl is going to follow us. He's going to make a video about leaving your comfort zone.
This one actually has two different eye colors.
We also have Max, the brother of Niklas, on this tour. We also have Andy on this tour. Andy is the father of Niklas and Max, and probably tried to take care of them, or they tried to kill him.
Never had such a workout.
When you're driving like this and you have photographers or filmmakers with you, it's very annoying for the dogs to stop and go and stop and go, but it's also good training for the dogs. I'm lucky we have such calm dogs when we're doing tours like this. Are you ready? You should always talk nice and friendly to your dogs. Now we had to go.
Yeah.
Most of the time the dogs act really good. They are waiting and just enjoy the time in the snow. Other moments, some of them really don't want to stop, and of course Gandalf is one of them. And then we just had to continue. Anyway, I think Niklas get enough with material for this video, and that was one of the goals. Now we finally reached CTR cabin, and now we're undressing the dogs, and Gandalf with the rotating tail, quite funny guy, but he has so much energy. Gandalf! Now he's searching for food. So now we're parking the dogs, and then it's time to make a cup of tea and preparing dog food water also. But it's a nice moment when you undress the dog to just take a chance to be a little bit with them, talk with them and chat with them. Gandalf. This is a really strange dog. Gandalf. Clara is a very good leader dog, but I really don't use her so much. But she's a very, very nice leader dog. She stays away from problem. She's super raw when it's bad weather. She's a really, really tough girl, an easy going girl. Maybe a little bit shyish, but that's not a problem out here. And then we have Bettan here. Bettan, this one is always interested in dogs, children, hamsters, parrots, I don't know, all things that you can find along the trail makes her stopping up and want to go there and play and look. Yeah. So now we have taken care of the dogs and we have dinner and a lot of tea and chats, and it's time to go to bed. In this cabin the drying room is just behind the stove, so I fill up the stove with firewood because then I know that the drying room stay warm during the night. And I do it like this. I fill up with wood and then that's passive. I let it burning for a while with open air, and then you see I close it, so you actually take away and have less oxygen in, and then the stove is glowing during some hours instead of burning fast and hot. A new day, a new problem. Sorry? Niklas have helped me to set up the camera, so if there is some problem with the color grading or anything, that's a guilty one.
And if it looks much better, then it's also because of me.
It's not. If it looks much better, I am a quick learner. And then here we have problem number 2. That's Inga. Hey Inga! She had period right now. Menstruation time, and that will turn the guys crazy quite soon. So, but she seems to be happy. So when you're out here, it's always problem. It's problem with the weather, it's problem with female in heat, it's problem with material that break down sometimes, it's problem. Life is maybe about solving problem without letting the problem drags you down. And sometimes you get snowstorms, sometimes you get crashed material and whatever. And if you allow that to pull you down into the dirt, life will be hard. I think, of course, it's difficult sometimes to not being pulled down, but I think you should try to smile to things even if it's rough sometimes. And yeah, it's easy for me to say that because I've never been depressed. For me, I'm being sad, of course, but never depressed. So that's, I know that there is different for different people, and I always feel so lucky. Of course I'm not smiling all the time. Actually, I'm not smiling so much at all, maybe, I don't know. I don't care. As long as I feel good and I feel comfortable in the life and it's fine with other people, then it's okay. I was talking about problem. I actually stretched my weight, so now I'm pain in one leg too. Otherwise, we're doing fine along the trail. Oh fuck. Now the team behind me disappeared. Why did they do that? Oh, I said problem and now I see them. I'm talking with you guys and not doing my work properly out here, so now Niklas is playing around with his drone and I get a little bit nervous because it's a lot of trees here and it seems like Niklas don't know that that drone is like several thousand euros. Are you happy, Niklas?
It's insane. From up there, It like... Wait, I'm gonna cut. It's like from down here, riding through it, it already looks amazing, but when you're up there with all the sunlight and the shadows of the trees, it looks insane. I mean, you already saw the shots probably, and you already see the mountains in the background, so I saw more than you did already.
Yeah.
Only you know what it looks like.
Yeah. It's a little bit beautiful. You're not afraid to put it into some trees?
Into some trees? No, I know. I've been flying drones for like 5 years, so
Yeah.
I've crashed enough to know how to not fly into a tree, I guess.
Ah, yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah. Oh.
Me and Niklas' brother is the guys who had to talk with Niklas during the night if he crashed the drone. The mountains here are really incredible. Really incredible. And the forest in combination. The landscape is so beautiful. Anyway, another day at office. Right now we have arrived to Agt's cabin and taking care of the dogs, and I'm out fetching water. I fall today over the rope just after the start and I hurt my leg quite bad. No, it's not bad, but it's painful anyway. When I walk it's painful, so I just had to walk a little bit silly. Then it's fine, it worked. I think the worst thing you can do when you hurt yourself is actually that you start sitting down. I think it's much better to just continue doing things as much as possible, as long as it's not painful. Too painful. It's painful now, so yeah, you know, because now when I move my leg I get circulation and that makes it healing faster. So I think a cup of coffee and then I'm fine in a couple of days. So it's a new day. And I can walk. That's not bad.
But you have to put your leg in the sun to get it a little bit browner.
Browner?
This is
You know, first
the Swedish skin.
Yes, I'm proud Swede. You know, first I had to put it in the sun for a couple of hours, a couple of days, and then I get white. Now it's more blue, transparent, more fishy, like dead fish. So silly, I'm out here driving dogs and doing stuff when you really can hurt yourself, and then I'm falling over a rope, and I couldn't almost walk yesterday evening or last night when I went to the toilet. My weight is not swallow anymore and I can actually walk again, so I'm very happy. You know, I talked about problem out here. It seems like it's always kind of problem you had to deal with. Yeah. We'll see what's next. I looked at my jacket and my pants, they're really dirty, but I've been out for more than 40 days without washing my out layer, so when I come home next week, or actually it's 11 days left or something, then I think I will put this jacket into the washing machine again and see if it's possible to make it red. Now it's grayish reddish something, I don't know.
When you stay in this cabin, you get the firewood provided like this, but you had to saw it and you had to splinter it and take it back into the cabin, because that's not the work for the cabin ward, that's your work.
So Matti, I was actually wondering how it is for you here. Like, does any of the stuff that we did and the way we live here go outside your comfort zone, or is this like completely normal for you?
Completely normal.
Yeah. Is there anything you miss on these trips? Like, what is it you miss when you come back home after one of these tours?
Stepping from a warm bed on a warm floor to a toilet without dressing up, going out, and do it in a snowstorm or doing... Here you had to walk to the toilet outside.
Yeah,
but to go from the bed to the toilet is wonderful.
I was actually talking about that as well, that like we just take it for granted that we have a toilet in our apartment back home. So how many days per year do you actually spend out here on the trails?
In 1 year, the most extreme year, I spent more than 150 years on overnight tours.
150 years?
Yeah, doesn't I look young if you compare it to that? I look young, doesn't I? Yeah.
So 150 days?
No, 150 days, yeah.
Yo,
summer and winter together in 1 year.
Okay.
But then I also spend on day tours and working with snowmobiles and training dogs also, so it's a lot of days out here.
Yeah,
so I feel comfortable here.
Got it.
But now I spend 55 days in a row away from home on the trail. I change some dogs, and once a week I come to the mountain logs and have a shower and so.
Yeah.
But 55 days this year, and sometimes it's 70 days.
Wow, that's... I guess you have to feel comfortable if you do it for such a long time in a year.
I think a lot of your people who look at this are travelers also.
Yeah.
And they maybe spend 2 months traveling.
Yeah.
It's similar.
One thing I'm wondering is like what goes outside your comfort zone then? If this is just completely normal for you, like what is outside your comfort zone?
There is limits, of course. So when it turns from over 25-30 meters per second, or you don't see your dogs in the team, then it's outside the comfort zone, because then you don't really know what's going on in the front. And then you can start losing guests. That may be a good thing, I don't know. No, but you come to a limit when you don't know if you are on the safe side or not the safe side. Bad eyes, for example. That's not comfortable.
Okay, so basically, I guess to sum it up, just like as soon as you're just in situations where you're not used to them and you don't know what's going to happen, that's probably outside your comfort zone.
As soon as I'm in a situation where it's difficult to calculate the risk, or I know the risk is very, very high, then I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that could also be if you go into a city. If I go to a city, then I'm not used to calculate risks. So I could end up in a situation where I don't know if this is dangerous or not dangerous. It could be the same for a person that's used with the city coming here. They're not used to where is the limit.
Yeah.
And then it's easy to cross the limit.
Yeah. Okay.
So this week offered us super good trails, super weather. I really enjoyed that. I have learned some good stuff from Niklas about YouTube and video making. And I also got some new ideas about running a YouTube channel. That have been really super inspiring. Now I want to say thanks to Niklas, Max and Andy for follow out here. I really enjoyed to be out here with you. And all of you who look at this video and support us at Patreon, super big thanks. You should know you are an important part of our motivation to actually put the work into this video. And see you next video. Ciao!